So let's get started. Grab your pages or your diaries or wherever you're taking notes. And we're going to get started today, excuse me, with fear. Great place to start. Now, when I first started public speaking, my brain genuinely thought that I was about to die. So my body said, cool, let's sweat through all my clothes and bonus, let's forget every word I have ever learned. Now, maybe you've had that experience too. But today I'm going to share with you how I learned to use that fear as fuel instead of panic. And this is the first of two parts. The second part of the talk that we're doing today, the workshop we're doing today, is about how to handle those times when you blank out, when you forget everything that you were going to say in your talk. So let's have a look at why fear actually shows up when we are in a state where we are presented with the opportunity to speak in public. Now, what I have learned is that fear is not actually a weakness. What it is our body's way of preparing to perform. Now, if you've ever seen a car race, you know, one of those big car races where you have all the cars and they're all lined up at the start line and the excitement's, you know, really over the whole stadium. Everybody's getting really excited about it. People are cheering and clapping and the person's there ready to wave the start flag. What are the cars doing? They're not sitting there with their handbrake on, having a cup of tea, are they? The car's starting, the car's turned on, and it's revving, the engine's revving, and the accelerator's going. Because if the engine was quiet and the car was turned off, then when that start flag dropped, the cars would all be taking off except that car that didn't have their engine started. So I like to think of fear of public speaking a bit like having your engine turned on, because if your engine's turned on, then you are ready to drive. So in a car race, the drivers don't start the engine and then take off. They're actually revving the engine, ready to hit the ground running when that flag drops. So what I know now is that if I can start that engine and steer that fear to where I want it to go, then I can actually be a better speaker. So what that means is I need to understand some things about my biology, and this is something that made a big difference to me. Did you know that our bodies can't actually distinguish between danger and excitement? So think about this. Let's say you are on a roller coaster. When you're on a roller coaster and you're in a state of fear, you get your heart racing and you get a tight feeling in your chest, and maybe you get butterflies in your stomach and you start to do that panty, shallow breathing thing. And that's all fear. You know, you might be frightened about what's coming next. I am describing my own experience with roller coasters here because I really don't like them and I'm terrified of heights. So this is my experience on a roller coaster, right? And then I have other people, mostly my sister, who shall not be named, who sits on a roller coaster next to me having a fabulous time. And guess what? Her heart's racing. Her chest's a bit tight. She's got butterflies and she's kind of got that shallow breathing going on too. They're the same physical symptoms. Exactly the same physical symptoms happen to our bodies whether we're fearful or we're excited. And here's what happens. Most people, when they're in that state of anxiety, they try and calm down. They say to themselves, I must calm down. I must push this fear down or push it away from me, or this stress and this anxiety. I need to get rid of it. And what that often turns into is judgment. And we start to judge ourselves and say, oh my God, I'm such a loser. Why do I get so nervous about something that's, you know, not really that dangerous? And this kind of snowballs and it creates more tension. And each time we have to speak in public, we get that same shallow breathing experience. And often we'll start to blank out as well, which is why we're going to cover that a little later on today. And we get a shaky voice. And in my case, I've actually lost my voice completely. Totally speechless. And there's a reason I call this program Vocal Power, because it's about really reclaiming our voices and being able to speak with confidence. So what we need to do, or what we often want to do, is say to ourselves, look, I don't want to be anxious. I actually want to be confident. The thing about confidence is it's like walking into a dark room. When you walk into a dark room, you don't just stand there in the dark and hope that your eyes adjust, do you? You reach over and you flick on the light switch. Makes sense, right? You don't wait for the light to come to you, you turn it on. And the thing that I learned that made such a difference to me is that with confidence, you don't have to wait for it. You can actually reach out and turn it on for yourself. So this is my 30-second fear to confidence light switch for you that will help you turn that confidence on. So give me a yes in the chat if you are ready to learn what these 3 steps are. Let's see if anybody's still awake. Most definitely, yes, 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 fantastic. All right, so you're all ready to rock and roll. There are 3 steps. The first step is name it. And this is a mental reset. So instead of thinking to yourself, oh, I'm so anxious, I'm so nervous, my God, please make me die so I don't have to do this. That's an extract from my brain anyway. If we replace those words of fear and stress and anxiety with excitement, then we're mentally reprogramming our brain. So every time you catch yourself thinking in your voice, in your head, I'm so nervous, I'm so anxious, replace that word nervous with excited. Now, it sounds really stupid, but you can't change a habit by just eliminating it. You have to replace it with something else. So replace the word nervous or anxious with excited. And do it with a smile, even if that's a fake, what my family calls my customer service smile. Okay, replace it with a smile. So every time you hear yourself in your head saying, I'm so nervous, instead change and say it out loud. I'm so excited, with the smile. And the smile makes all the difference. When you smile, you are sending signals to your brain that you're in a state of happiness. So smile and tell yourself how excited you are. Woohoo! I'm so excited. So that's step 1, name it. This is excitement, not fear. Everybody good with that? Give me a thumbs up. Awesome. Smile when we say it. So everybody out loud with me now. I'm so excited. 1, 2, 3. I'm so excited. It's got to have the face going with it too. Ah, some beautiful smiles out there. Love it. Love it. Fabulous. All right. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is the body reset. And this is where I call the lift it. So the first one, step number 1 is name it. Step number 2 is lift it. Now, this is the power pose. I'm waiting for the Zoom camera to catch up with me here. I have to stand taller. But the power pose is hands on your hips, shoulders back, chin up. So you're opening up your chest and you're standing with a tall spine. Now, this is actually the Superman pose. If you see any of those superheroes, they're always hands on their hips, chin up, usually looking off into the distance nobly. That's called the power pose. Now, Amy Cuddy did a fabulous TED talk on this where she showed the biological changes that happen in your body when you stand like this. It actually regulates our nervous systems and increases oxygen supply to our brains, which helps to stop some of those shaky nervous systems issues that we get, and also signals confidence to the brain. So we can show our body that we feel confident by smiling and standing in the power pose. Right, so wherever you are, put your hands on your hips, roll your shoulders back, stick your chin up, and do your Superman pose. Fabulous work there, Victoria. Oh, Vivian, you've nailed it. Sergio, I'm halfway there. Let's put those hands on your hips. That's a great smile. Excellent work, everybody. Wonderful. All right. So that power pose is really powerful, as the word might suggest. But the important thing here is that you can do both of those things together. Hands on your hips and your power pose. I'm excited to be here today. You might want to do this off stage or off camera. It could be a bit kooky otherwise, but it absolutely works. So that's the second tip. Tip number 3, aim. Because what we are talking about in our head is often contributing to those feelings of nervousness and anxiety. So let's redirect or focus the thoughts in our heads. And in my experience, what I found is that I was often thinking, oh, what if I stuff this up? People are going to hate me. What are they going to think? I shouldn't be here. I'm not good enough. And I have like a whole conversation. There's like a party of 30 women at a coffee shop talking in my head, okay, telling me all the things that might go wrong. If you have any kind of inner dialogue that starts with what if, then you know those voices in your head are not serving you. So anytime I hear myself thinking, what if this goes wrong? What if I forget what I'm going to say? What if they don't like at me? What if they laugh at me? What if they don't laugh at me when I'm being funny? I have a lot going on up here. Anytime I hear myself saying or thinking that in my head, anything that starts with what if, I replace with who needs. Switch what if to who needs. Who needs what I'm going to say today? Who needs my help? What we're doing here is aiming that nervous energy into service. And when you start thinking not about what is the audience going to think about me, but what can I help the audience with, it totally changes your mindset. Helping people changes our whole presence. Whatever we're doing, it changes our whole presence. So those are the 3 things that you can do to immediately harness the energy of that fear and turn it into something that allows you to move your talk forward. Name it, so change your fear into excitement. Lift it, stand in the power pose, and aim it. Focus those inner questions into how can I help? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you turn fear into confidence in under 1 minute. Now, your brain might still be screaming, oh, we're about to die. But now you know it's just really being dramatic. We've got our car engine turned on and we are in control. So now you have those 3 tips. Which one of those do you think is going to be the most immediately useful to you? Pop that into the chat for me, and then I have a special surprise for you. Beautiful. Got 3s, 2s, 3s, the what if, who needs. Nicole loves 3. Wonderful. All right. We have a little gift for you today. For many of you who are here today, you're here because you want to improve your public speaking skills. And most of you who are here are also going to recognize that being a good public speaker is absolutely essential today to help you to grow your business and attract new clients. And we have a program where we've got a group of people who have just about finished the program that have been working on crafting their signature talk that they can share on stage with people when they go into any kind of public speaking situation. So today we're going to call up one of those people to share her talk with you about her particular business. And I think this is going to be quite relevant to a lot of people in the audience. So this is my opportunity to introduce to you the founder of 2 Clubs and the mum behind a product called Crafty Curls. So if you are a parent, you're going to find this particularly useful. Crafty Curls is one of Australia's best loved screen-free travel toys. Now, if you've ever traveled with small children, you'll know how important it is to keep them engaged. Her journey actually started on a chaotic plane ride with 2 little kids and no calm in sight until a simple creative tool changed everything for her. Now she helps other families to swap screen time for connection, calm, and creativity, one little bendy stick at a time. Please welcome Victoria.
Thank you, Danielle. Uh, have you ever been on a plane with 2 little kids? One's restless, the others already dropped their toys under the seat, and you're worried that the snacks might run out. That was me a few years ago. I had my activity backpack packed with coloring books, toys, Legos, you name it. But within in a minute, the crayons were rolling out and the Lego blocks turning into tiny weapons. And I was thinking it should be an easier way. So I grabbed something that I bought before but never used. These little bendy sticks. My kids were just 2 and 4, and suddenly they became calm, focused, and completely lost in imagination. They, uh, I just sit there, look at them, no screaming, no crying, just kids having fun. And I could relax and actually enjoy my coffee before it gets cold. And airports, not the one place that kids get restless. We've all been there, stuck on a long car ride, shopping, or out for a dinner. And the easiest way to fix it, give them a screen. Mm, and it works, sure, it works for a while. But what I notice with my kids, too much screen time comes at a cost. Did you know that Australian Institute of Study Family reports that most children today spend 4-6 hours on devices per day? And sorry, and it's leaving a big impact. Um, I first started noticing this with my kids. When they had too much screen time, they become noisy, restless, jumping around, and evening routine became like a battlefield. So, and one night after too much TV, they exploded the moment and tuned off, crying, whining, and unable to slow down. And I was exhausted, stressed, and overwhelmed. I just wanted silence for a moment. And also, I felt guilty and frustrated because I only have this small window of time with my kids, and it was awful. And then I realized screens don't give peace, they take it away. And now I think of screens like fast food. It's convenient, quick, satisfying in the moment, but not good for kids in the long run. So, what uh, if instead of handing over a screen, we give them something real to do? Something that keeps them busy without overstimulating, that fit in your bag and doesn't leave mess and chaos behind. That's where Crafty Curls was born from my search for peaceful nighttime routine. Uh, when I saw how well it works, I shared with other families to help them raise happy, imaginative, and screen-free kids. They're simple. It's just colorful yarn sticks coated with beeswax, but the magic is in what kids do with them. They bend, twist, they can create different animals, even stories, numbers, letters. everything their imagination dreams up. But the most importantly, they keep kids engaging without screens and strengthen fine motor skills, hand-eye coordination, focus, and even problem solving, all through play. So during playing, they actually learning. And it gives children the gift of creativity, and they give parents the gift of connection, calm, and yes, sometimes even a hot coffee. Thank you.
Nicely done, Victoria. Stay unmuted, please. Who now feels like they know a little bit of something about a product that Victoria is selling in her business? Give me a hands up if you now know a bit more about it. All right. Let me ask you, Victoria. You've been doing the program for about 4 months now. So when you first came into the program, how would you describe your speaking skills?
I didn't have speaking skills. I was so yeah, it was always hard to me to speak with people, especially in English, and like a nightmare to speak in public.
A nightmare to speak in public. So you did super well. So Victoria has English as her second language, so she's trying to convey something in a second language, and she's made so much progress. So I wanted to give her the opportunity to share her business, because that's what this community is all about. And if you haven't already joined the community, I'll put the link in the chat there for you. But it's also an opportunity for you to see what the aftershock looks like. So these days, with AI being so prevalent in our faces all the time, people don't trust things that they see online, but they trust somebody who will stand up and speak about their business. So that's what I want you all to do today, is to have the opportunity to create a 1 to 2 minute talk that will allow you to capture the interest of people who you are going to share your business with. So let's give Victoria a big round of applause. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
She's done super well from where she started too. She was so nervous when she first began, and for standing in or talking in front of people like this today is a huge growth step for her. Congratulations.